Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna show you the current setup that I have for Yuuhime. I know you guys are super excited to know how you can use her, and I'm primarily gonna focus more on point wall 17 and point wall 18 defenses just because this is what the end game meta looks like, and I think it's quite important that when you want to build an Esper, you want to make sure that this Esper has a lot of longevity, especially for Espers like Yuuhime who is more PvP centric, the speed lead especially. You want to make sure that you pull for an Esper that has a lot of longevity. So in this case, we are talking about endgame PvP. So this is the current setup that I have. Obviously, I can swap my Espers around like this, right? So in case I need more speed, I would be able to use Yuuhime instead of Gaius. But if I do not need the extra speed, like in this case, we are not up against like super fast enemies, and I think we can still outspeed them. Therefore, we can use the Gaius lead over here for extra attack power. So how this works is, okay, let me just move Yuuhime to the left so that this is like our typical setup, right? So this is how it's supposed to look like. So Dahlia is our fastest Esper here. She's going to provide us with the essential AP push of 25% plus the create up and the attack up buff. Now the crit up is super crucial so that we do not need to build our Espers with full crit rate. So for example, Yuuhime here has 70% crit rate, she's going to go up to 100%. Same goes for both Lucas and Ashley as well. And of course I'll go through all their stats in just a bit. So let's take a look at Dahlia first. So she's going to be the fastest Esper on this lineup, and her goal is just to be fast, buff at the start, and that's about it. But do take note that because her pushing power is only 25%, that means that the rest of your Espers need to be at least 75% the speed of Dahlia. So if Dahlia is 350 right here, my minimum speed needs to be like 260 something, which is something that I have, and I've broken it by more than 10 speed. So that's looking good for us, but one question that you might be asking is, okay, then what is the point of me pushing beyond like 260 speed, beyond the minimum speed requirement so that we can catch up to Dahlia? And the reason for that is we need our DPS Espers to be a little bit fast because sometimes the enemies have their own Ashley as well, and they could steal turns. Now the problem with them stealing turns is obviously we lose. So long as we outspeed them and we have like faster speed, for example, we do not get our AP reduced, that is still going to be fine. We are still going to be faster than the enemy's DPS Esper, and we will not get our turns stolen from us. So that's currently like the idea behind this entire setup. Okay, so let's take a look at Yuuhime. She's going to be the fastest DPS Esper on my lineup, and the reason for that is so that she can throw her third skill, reduce the enemy's max HP before we continue following up with the rest of the big AoE nukes based on whatever remaining HP the enemies already have left. So this is going to be the setup. I'm going to be pushing a little bit of accuracy onto her. I think it's very important that she lands her HP cap reduction, which requires accuracy checks. And this actually bypasses immunity, which is the same reason why Lucas is a little bit slower than her, because we do not need to remove immunities when Yuuhime takes a turn. So after Yuuhime takes a turn, Lucas is going to take the next turn, remove all the immunity buffs that the enemies have, and the reason for that is so that we can absorb AP like so. And we also have an Ashley here who we want to reduce. We want to use her kit, her Rainbow Bridge effect, to reduce the AP of the enemies as well. So that's why I have Lucas here, and I have built him offensively. As you can see, he has a pretty decent, a pretty average offensive kit here. But a lot of his stats go into speed and accuracy as well. So we need to have all of these in his kit. And then after Lucas takes his turn, strips all the buffs, whatever, Ashley is going to take a turn. She's going to throw her third skill again so that every time when we land all our AoE attacks, we always have true damage on all of our damage, right? So this is going to work out perfectly for us. And so same thing, I gave her a little bit of accuracy so that we can reduce a bit of AP. And finally, guys will take the final turn to be like the cleanup crew, essentially. So that's what this team is supposed to look like. This is what the team does. Now, it's kind of unfortunate that because we are playing very high speeds on our DPS Espers, we are going to forgo a lot in our offensive kit. So for example, Yuuhime here has only like plus 1800 attack, Gaius has only plus 2100 attack. So that's generally the idea of this setup, right? So you want to build a lot of speed so that you only need one AP pusher, but the trade-off is you lose out on a lot of DPS on each of your DPS Espers. But let's take a look at how this works. So we're going to move Gaius to the front because I feel like we are going to outspeed this team here. And let's just see how this works. So Dahlia's going to move first, followed by Yuuhime, and then Lucas, Ashley, and finally Gaius. Okay, a bit of a lag, Okay, reduce that HP cap. We managed to we didn't even reduce except for like their Gabrielle, right? So that's why you need a lot of accuracy on her, unfortunately. But we're gonna get clapped soon. Okay, no mind, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, we did it, nice. Okay, so this is a successful victory, but this team is not without its setbacks, and it has many weaknesses as well. We will go through all the weaknesses for this team, in particular like point 118, right? Okay, so next fight we have, Cecilia defenses. This is a sure lose for us, okay? So Cecilia defenses, we are definitely 100% going to lose because even after we fully nuke them one time, they are just going to revive, and if they revive, they get their AP pushed by 50% because of Cecilia. That is definitely going to ruin our run. Reduce HP cap, nice, we got it on 3 of their espers. Ideally, you want to have it on all 5 espers, that's why she needs to have full accuracy. And we're not even dealing enough damage over here, right? So all our DPS espers have already moved, and we haven't achieved anything at all. Okay. So that you kind of get the idea here, right? So our team will not work against a very ultra tanky Cecilia defense. Now, what about the next team over here? We have Gabriel here, who is running a faster team. So this team, we are definitely going to 100% lose just because he's faster than us. But on top of that, he's also using a cooldown reset Esper here. So we are definitely going to lose. He's going to outspeed us, reduce our cooldowns. That is not going to fly for us. Okay, next up, we have an R6 height comp. Okay, so R6 height comp is also going to be another big issue for us. And the reason for that is because when we do our sweep, we will not be able to kill the height twice. It's probably not going to happen. We probably have to take multiple turns just to kill him, but by the time that happens, our team has already lost because they also have an Everett who is going to counter-attack and land a lot of misread ups on my team. So we're not going to have a lot of turn 2 advantage over here. So you see, he's counter-attacking, he's landing all the misread ups, all that really sucks. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Can we just kill the Everett once and for all? Okay, we missed the crit, rip. We didn't even kill the height at all, so the height is going to revive again. there is no way. Yeah, so for super ultra defensive comps like this with R6 height or a Cecilia, these are 2 of the many weaknesses. There is also more weaknesses that we can face over here. So the next weakness that I am trying to look for is an R6 Sally. As for this, we are going to lose just because they are going to outspeed and the Nusi is just going to cooldown reset my team. We have faced something similar, right? So we have talked about, I think, was it Gabriel's team or something, right? Okay, now there is an R6 Sally here, but obviously we've already faced an R6 height, so we kind of understand why we're going to lose to this team. But, you know, just for the sake of YouTube, we will show you exactly why this team is going to overpower us like crazy. The R6 Sally will start off with the Sweet Harvest buff, which reduces the damage that her team takes by 25%. There is absolutely no way that we can turn this around. There is no way. Yep, that's it. GG. The moment the Ahmed heals, that's it. We lose. Alright, so that's about it. We have focused a lot on our weakness, but I think it's very important that we take a look at what our team is weak against so that we know whether is this team going to be meta or not. And for a setup like this, we are definitely going to lose. Like I said, R6 Sally, definite skip for any speed cleave comp that you're going to use. As long as you know you're going to get outsped, I think it's not going to be a good idea to face it. For a team like this with not an R6 height, we have a chance, but it is just a chance. Okay, some decent HP cap reductions on the height and Jinyu Yao. But do take note that we have, what, 70-something% accuracy, right? Or something like that. Okay, we win. And we win only because the height was not R6 yet. That definitely adds to his defensiveness, it adds to his tankiness, it adds to his damage as well. Okay, this is going to be another weakness for us. Okay, so the JJ is another very strong weakness. The reason for that is, obviously when we cleave, he's going to survive the cleave because we don't have cooldown resets on our team. We don't have a cooldown extensions. So the JJ is going to revive and he cannot die. There you go, JJ revives. Yep, that's it. No way. Now, what about a defense like this without like R6 Sally? It's just a standard tanky comp, right? That's about it. And what you notice is that we have been using our attack lead. We haven't really been using our speed lead at all. And the reason for that is because in the higher tiers, you're just mostly going to face off either super hyper fast teams with Ethans or just straight up tanky comps like this. It's not very common that you see people run a speed lead on a tanky setup. It's very rare. Okay, and again we lost to this team just because they were able to like outlive us and just absorb all our damage, right? Even with the attack lead as well. Okay, now for defenses like this, we might actually have a chance because they don't have a cooldown reset. So even if they take the first turn, nothing much is going to happen. So we are going to contest speed. They are going to outspeed us, that's for sure. But we want to push our speed as high as possible so that our Dahlia can steal the next turn and possibly allow the rest of our allies to steal the turn as well. Oh no, I totally forgot about Ethan. Oh my god. I totally forgot about R2 Ethan. Okay, that's not gonna happen at all. Okay, so yeah, R2 Ethan, hyperspeed teams, they are still gonna win us. Okay, so we just need to outspeed this team and that's about it. So we are going to run the speed lead. I know they do have the Ethan here, but I'm thinking we should be able to outspeed. Okay, so in terms of speed cleaving, if you can... Uh-oh. 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 I spoke too soon. Okay, what about this team? We have a JJ here. We know we suck against JJ, but the thing is this team is kind of fragile. So if we outspeed, we might still be able to win. And this is going to be our 10th attack for today, by the way. Our 10th attack, and we have only won about 1 attack. Okay, can we steal the turn? Nice, we stole it. Very nice, very nice. So we stole it because we have Ashley here. So yeah, fantastic stuff. And we kill everything else except for the JJ, right? JJ attacks, we can kill the JJ, that's perfectly fine. So JJ is only a lot scarier if he's surrounded by very tanky espers that can heal him, protect him, a lot of stuff. But if he's left alone, I think that's about it, right? So anyway, that was 10 attempts using my speed cleave comp. And we have won about, I think, two of those attempts, right? Now, I'm going to show you my current tanky team. And I'm going to show you the difference in their potency. So we did 10 runs of my speed cleave comp. Let me do 10 runs of my tanky comp. Okay, so this is how my tanky comp looks like. Let me just show you the difference in their potency, and I'm just gonna go ahead and skip battles because it just takes like way too long. Okay, fine, we lost to this team. What the heck? What about Gabbro here? Okay, we would have lost in the previous team, but now we win. Okay, so that's 1 loss, 1 win. And next up, I'm just gonna attack everyone, right? Okay, so this team, I think we more or less can... For sure, we're gonna lose, dude. This team is gonna dominate us like crazy. Yeah, as expected. What about this one? Let's go quick battle. I think we have a chance here. Okay, we won. And R6 Sally comp. Okay, so let's take a look. This is gonna be a bit challenging. Oh wow, it looks exactly like mine. Okay, we won this. Very nice. Next up, what do we have over here? We have not much. I think this is gonna be easy. Another win. Very nice. Cyril, this is going to be a Cecilia comp, which we sucked at. We sucked at using the speed cleave comp. But what about using a tanky comp? Now we win. What about this defense here? This is probably going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be quite easy. Like so. 2 more attempts. Okay, now we are facing a normal comp. I think we might actually lose to this team. Yeah, I think a normal comp is actually going to wipe us. There is a good chance. Yeah, okay, so fine. We lost one more attempt against a normal comp, which we would have won if we use a speed cleave. I think if we speed cleave this team, yeah, we will definitely have a much easier time. What about this defense here? Last attempt for the day. We win. Okay, so out of 10 attempts, we lost 3 attempts using a tanky setup, as opposed to using a pretty similar endgame speed cleave comp. Well, at least in terms of like equipment quality and all that. So what I want to say is that speed cleave is still not quite at the point where it's able to deal with a lot of defenses in like 0.118 or like endgame PvP, for example. So in that light, does it really make a lot of sense for you to focus on one esper thinking that, okay, she's going to push your endgame PvP team somewhere, right? I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. I feel like you still need a lot of the other espers to make her work. So for example, Ethan is still going to be very crucial. Nusi is still going to be really crucial. You might want to run espers like Pritzker for... Okay, Pritzker is kind of easy to get, but you might want to have espers like Pritzker to cooldown reset. A lot of stuff that you can use to make sure that your Yuuhime stays alive and that she's able to do good DPS and all that. But in most cases, I do feel like proper speed cleaving is no longer traditional speed cleaving. What speed cleaving is supposed to look like right now is to have a hybrid collection of various espers. So you have like Unas, for example, for AP pushing, for like attack buff as well. You want to have Brewster for your DPS output. So your DPS is going to come in the form of Brewster because he takes many turns and he deals a shit ton of damage as well. You want to have espers like Everett, for example, just to protect your DPS espers. You want to have espers like Yunchan, for example, to land more extra attacks. And maybe to have espers like Abigail, for example, to push up some of the AP of one of your other DPS espers, for example. So this is how the modern speed cleaving is supposed to look like, I think. Not just your traditional full AoE speed cleaving comp. That is probably not going to work right now. Or at least it's not going to be as effective as, you know, just simply running a tanky setup, or one of the more mainstream variants of speed cleaving right now. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel about this showcase? Do you feel like I gave enough justice to the current Yuuhime speed cleaving comps? What other thoughts do you have? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Derry Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.